Do you know why so many wives miss this silent cry from their husbands? It's because they are emotionally detached from their spouse, or have never bothered to build a connection with them in the first place. But over time, they realize that their wife doesn't really care about them. Women should always be aware of their husband's needs and feelings. They should be there for him when he needs them the most. Sometimes one or both partners can get bored and want to end things. And when that happens, it can be very painful. Number 1. Too busy with themselves. A lot of women today are too busy with themselves to pay any attention to their spouse. When a man marries a woman, he expects her to be there for him through thick and thin. He wants her to support him and love him no matter what. You finally work up the courage to open up, and then they change the subject. One of the biggest mistakes that wives make is not listening to their husband. Many couples don't take the time to communicate with each other, or they don't communicate effectively. Lack of affection is another big problem in relationships today. Many wives don't show their husband any affection or appreciation. This can make the husband feel unloved and unwanted. It can also cause him to seek affection elsewhere. When there is no affection in a relationship, it's easy for the partners to grow apart. This can lead to divorce. Affection is an important part of any relationship. It shows your partner that you love and appreciate them. It also helps to keep the spark alive between you. If you want to have a happy and healthy marriage, make sure to show your husband some affection every day. Tell him you love him. Give him a hug or kiss him goodbye when you leave the house. Simple gestures like these can make a big difference in your relationship. This can lead to a lot of problems such as mistrust, jealousy, and emotional disconnection. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell icon for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. When there is a lack of communication, it's easy for misunderstandings to occur. This can cause arguments and fights, which can eventually lead to divorce. Good communication is essential for any relationship. If you want to have a happy and healthy marriage, make sure you communicate with your husband. Let him know how you're feeling and listen to him when he talks to you. This can happen for a variety of reasons. Perhaps she's preoccupied with something else, or maybe she just doesn't care. Whatever the reason, it's important for wives to remember that their husband needs them to listen to him. He needs to feel like he can talk to her about anything, and that she will be there for him. When a wife doesn't listen to her husband, it sends the message that she doesn't care about him or what he has to say. This can be very damaging to the relationship and can eventually lead to divorce. If you want to have a happy and healthy marriage, make sure you take the time to listen to your husband. Let him know that you care about him and that you're there for him no matter what. This can be very frustrating, and it can make you feel like your spouse doesn't care about you or your feelings. When this happens, it's important to remember that they may not be doing it intentionally. They may just be trying to avoid conflict, or they may not know how to respond. Either way, it's important to communicate with your spouse and let them know that you need them to listen to you and validate your feelings. If you can do that, you'll be able to maintain a healthy and happy marriage. But some women don't do that. They ignore their husband when he needs them the most. They don't care about his feelings or what he has to say. All that matters to them is themselves. When this happens, the husband feels unloved and unwanted. He may become depressed or start looking for comfort elsewhere. Women should always remember that their husband needs them just as much as they need him, if not more. If they want their marriage to last forever, they need to pay attention to every little detail. They talk about themselves all the time, and only listen when their partner has something to say if it concerns them directly. You may have seen couples like this where the woman is always on her phone or laptop and doesn't even look up when her husband enters the room. This is a big mistake. Husbands should always be aware of their wife's needs and feelings. They should be there for her when she needs them the most. If they can't do that, then they shouldn't even bother getting married in the first place. That's why we need to be careful about who we get involved with. Can't just go around having flings and not expect anything serious to come out of it. Both partners are usually busy with their own lives, and it's easy to let your spouse slip to the sidelines. However, this is a big mistake. Couples should always make time for each other, even if it's just a few minutes each day. This is important for keeping the spark alive and maintaining a strong connection. If you don't spend time with your spouse, you will eventually drift apart. And when that happens, it can be tough to repair the damage. So make sure to prioritize your relationship and set aside time for each other every day. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just sitting down and talking to each other can be enough to keep your bonds strong. We really care about someone. We should try our best to make the relationship work. And that means paying attention to every little detail. If they can't do that, then they shouldn't even bother getting married in the first place. It's better to be single than to have a wife who doesn't care. And if a woman already has a husband, she should show him love and affection every day. Men need their wives just as much as women need their husbands, if not more. Otherwise, he will start looking for it elsewhere. Even when they try to communicate their feelings, she interrupts them or changes the subject to something else. Or when she thinks her husband is asleep, she continues watching TV or scrolling on her phone instead of spending some quality time with him. She does this every day, and eventually he gets tired of it. He may even become frustrated and angry at times, but she won't take responsibility for her actions. Instead, she blames him for being too sensitive or needy. They don't understand how their actions affect their husband, what he is feeling, or even care to find out. Most wives are too busy with themselves to pay attention to their spouse. They talk about themselves all the time and listen when their partner has something to say, only if it concerns them directly. When men marry these types of women, they usually don't mind at first because they are in love and blinded by it. Many women do this without even realizing it. They think that it's completely normal, but it's not. If you want your marriage to last forever, you need to pay attention to these details. They may even feel very strongly about it. But relationships aren't always like that. Every little thing that you do matters. And even if it seems insignificant at the moment, it can make a big difference in the future. Many people get into relationships thinking that they will last forever. Here are a few reasons why so many wives miss this silent cry from their husbands. No. 2. Ignoring their husband. No. 3. Not spending time together. In today's world, it can be tough to find time for each other. No. For changing the subject. Have you ever tried to talk to your spouse about something that's bothering you? No. 5. Not listening. Number 6, lack of communication. Lack of communication is one of the biggest problems in relationships today. Number 7, no affection. If you agree with the points I made in this video, let me know in the comments.